Hi, I'm Bethany Billy with the LIUNA News Network. Recently, the Senate passed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that is now headed to the House for a debate and a vote. Our own Sara Guice sat down to have an exclusive interview with Congressman Tim Ryan to talk about the impact this infrastructure bill could have on laborers.
Congressman Tim Ryan has been touring Ohio delivering a powerful message about infrastructure. We caught up with him in Lima to discuss how that will impact American workers.
This is amazing to have all these unions united around this issue.
Congressman, you've been on the road talking about the Build America, Buy America program. How will the infrastructure bill affect union trades as well as their hometowns?
It's about infrastructure, which creates jobs, and then Sherrod Brown in the Senate and me in the House, we've got a Build America, Buy America provisions, which are strong Buy American provisions, so the concrete, the steel that's going to go into these infrastructure projects need to be purchased and made in the United States of America, which makes sense to most people, but that's not been the case. So we're proud to get that into this infrastructure bill. It's about manufacturing, broadband for our kids and our businesses, our kids with their schooling. They shouldn't have to drive to a McDonald's to download their homework in the wealthiest country on God's green earth. If we're going to try to compete with China, our businesses need broadband, so it's about growing those businesses and then cutting workers in on the deal, making sure they get a piece of the action. But you can't have growth if you don't have good infrastructure, and that's what this is all about.
Now that the infrastructure bill has passed and it's in the House, can this bill survive and make its way all the way to the president's desk?
Well, I think it was really important that this first step was bipartisan. We got 19 Republicans and 50 Democrats in the Senate. I hope we can get 30 or 40 Republicans in the House. In my race for the United States Senate, every Republican in the race has said they would vote against this infrastructure bill, that this is not a time for bipartisanship. And I just think that's wrong. So we've got to, I think, try to put a bipartisan coalition together in the House, get this thing passed. I think we need to do a lot more around infrastructure, but we could do it later. But I think now we've got a bipartisan bill. Let's get it out the door, get the money in the economy.
In your opinion, what's the biggest obstacle to the passage of this bill?
I would just say ideologues, people who would rather have an argument than actually get something done. And unfortunately, there's a lot of those people in politics today. They want to fight about Dr. Seuss. They'll pick a fight about anything. We need to get them focused on the issues that are really important. So that's where the threat is, I think. And if we can continue to make this economic argument, it's about taking care of workers, it's about job creation. You can't outsource infrastructure jobs. Bridges and potholes aren't Democrat or Republican. Like, we all want this to get done. And so we've got to get away from that extremism that's in American politics today and get back to some of the bread and butter stuff like infrastructure.
There are more inland waterways here in the Ohio Valley and Southern States region of LIUNA than anywhere in the nation. They are a major part of our transportation system and in desperate need of repair. How will the infrastructure bill help to fix this problem?
Yeah, billions of dollars, one, to clean some of the rivers, to dredge those rivers. There's billions of dollars in there for that, to make sure that they're clean and they're wider and they can handle the commerce that goes in and out. There's billions of dollars in there for ports, to make sure we're upgrading our ports, and that's going to be a jobs program, but that's also going to lead to increased productivity and allow products to move a lot quicker and safer. And then obviously the infrastructure around roads and bridges on how to get the product out into the countryside and around the world. So this hits all of those notes. So this is a win for everybody, regardless of where you're at.
What happens on the Hill next with this legislation will have a major impact on our members. What can we do to show our support?
Yeah, I think call your local member of Congress, let them know they should be voting for this. This is money in the economy, this is jobs, it's bipartisan. I mean, you got to be a real extremist not to be for this thing, and unfortunately there are some, but I think prodding from local workers and communities that would benefit from this would be really, really important to help them get to a yes vote.
Thanks so much for taking the time to answer our questions today, Congressman Ryan. Back to you in the studio, Bethany.
Thanks, Sarah. Like Congressman Ryan said, the impact that this infrastructure bill could have on laborers throughout the region is a game changer. We encourage you and your families to contact your congressperson and encourage them to vote yes on the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. I'm Bethany Billy with the LIUNA News Network.